if you are a college student or a university student or even a high school student, you know how hard it is to find some time to go to the gym and work out. So back when I was in college, it was pretty hard for me. I was studying engineering. So if you don't know, I have an engineering degree. I graduated last year, but I still managed to train at least 3 or 4 days every single week for a year straight. I remember doing this in my last year of college. So I would just go and ask around my friends, hey, do you want to go to the gym with me? Or why aren't you going to the gym if you're not going to the gym? And most of the times, yeah, one of the reason is that you need some kind of money to go to the gym. The second most popular or logical reason was that people did not have enough time to go and work out, especially after classes, because most of us motherfuckers won't wake up early. I do, but most of the others don't. So the only time that you have to go and train in the gym is in the evening, but you might be exhausted with all your classes, or you might want to hang out with your friends, right? So I just want to discuss some of the things that I did to finish my workout within 1.5 hours, or maybe even 1 hour at max at days, depending upon the kind of week that I'm having. And I feel like I'm in a good position to talk about these things because I have built a decent body while I was still in college with limited amount of time and supply for high protein food. So according to me, the most important thing when it comes to building a decent looking body or building more muscle is hypertrophy. And when I'm talking about hypertrophy, the easiest way to kind of like measure it is by looking at the amount of volume that you're doing, volume of the exercise that you're doing. So what do I mean by this? So basically, if you want to grow a lot of muscle, all you have to do is do a lot of sets, right? High repetition sets with average weights. That's what they say. The research says that if you can train a single muscle group for 10 to 12 sets, that's the volume, for a week, then you will have optimal muscle growth, right? So it is kind of true. I have experienced muscle gains by just following that rule. So your muscle growth is a measure of the volume of exercise that you're doing in a way. But how can you train so exhaustively while you're at college? Do you actually need to train a single muscle group for 10 to 12 sets? And here's my take, and I'm speaking of experience. So optimally speaking, yes, but here's how I did it. I had to make some sacrifices to hit that kind of volume. I skipped legs most of the weeks. So like I said, I was studying engineering. So I had a limited amount of time, especially in my final year. I was involved in a research project. I was also writing a research paper. So if you don't know, I have a research paper published, weird flex, but and on top of that, I also had to study because, I had my exams and everything, also applying for jobs, the kind of things that a final year student would do in college. So what did I sacrifice? So I sacrificed legs. I did not train legs that often. So most of the weeks I trained 4 times. So that's like push, pull, rest, push, pull, rest, rest. That's how I used to train. So how does this actually build muscle? So the way that I used to train is I do 2 exercises for one single muscle group. And for each exercise, I do 3 sets a day. So if you add it all up, in a week, I'm training every muscle group 2 times, except for my legs. And when you add the sets up, it comes out to be 12 sets. I know the math might get confusing, so I'll put all the numbers on the screen. So basically, for example, my Monday would be my push day, and I would do 2 exercises for my tricep. Each of those exercises would be of 3 sets and 10 to 12 reps for hypertrophy. That is, in my first push day, I'm training triceps for a volume of 6 sets, right? And then on Tuesday, I'm doing pull. Then I'm taking a day off. I'm taking a break. I'm taking rest. And then on Thursday, that is the second push day, I'm training my triceps again with 2 different exercises and 3 sets each, right? So that's 6 more. So when you add it all up, that's like 12 sets a week. Right. And I did that for all of the muscle groups in my upper body. I was not training my legs. I already had decent legs. I used to play cricket from a very young age. So I used to run a lot. I used to cycle a lot. So I have decent legs. My body is pretty damn functional. So it was okay for me. Even when I was in college, I was going for runs every morning. So my body was functional. My legs was fine. My legs were fine. And that was one of the reasons why I did it. Do I recommend it? If you're looking for aesthetics, I would. But otherwise, I would highly suggest you to include at least 1 day of legs training. Now, I was talking about 12 sets for volume, and that's for optimal muscle growth. So what if you have less time? What if you don't have 1.5 hours to train, right? Because the way that I trained, it took me around 1.5 hours a day. But let's say it's the exam seasons and you only have 1 hour. So research says that if you can at least train your muscle groups for 6 sets, even that's enough. So if I speak numbers, it's like if you can do 4 sets a week, even 4 sets, you can get that done in one day, guys. That will account for 60% muscle growth on average. Again, that's on the scale of 100% muscle gain. And if you can do around 5 to 9 sets, that will give you around 85% muscle gain. So I would recommend 6 sets if you're low on time. But again, feel free to increase or decrease the number of sets as per your preference, but try to keep the minimum number of sets to a 4 and maximum to the 12. I would just recommend you to just stick to a normal, easy, standard plan and follow this concept of volume that I was talking about. Now, there are other ways that you can save a little bit more time. For example, instead of doing the barbell bench press, do dumbbell presses. So that way you're eliminating the loading time required to do the barbell press, right? You have to get all the weights, you have to put it up. Dumbbells are very convenient, so maybe stick to that. Again, if you're doing RDLs, Romanian deadlifts, do it with the dumbbells. So stick to the dumbbells if you're low on time, reduces loading time. So yeah, basically that's all I wanted to talk about in this video. I see a lot of people going to the gym, doing 4 different exercises for one single muscle group, wasting a lot of time, doing all these heavy combo lifts, which takes a lot of time to load, taking long rests between sets, looking at their phone. All these things are pretty inefficient to me. So yeah, I hope this video helped you. I will make more videos regarding this topic, like working out for uni students and young professionals. So for now, that's it. Take care, stay safe, stay healthy. Bye-bye.